with that setting, sort of the 15th chapter, which is Purushottam Yoga, which is arguably the most popular one in the entire Gita. Like everybody says 15th chapter, probably because it's also the smallest. 20 उसमें श्लोक आते हैं, जल्दी जल्दी याद हो जाएंगे इसमें। और पंडित जी हमेशा कहते रहते हैं मंदिरों में, वो वास्तुशास्त्र में भी 15 अध्याय, कोई मर जाता है उस मुर्दे के सामने भी 15 अध्याय कह देते हैं सब। So, but it is also good, and it's also very powerful, and it's also very illuminating. Purush Uttam Yoga. Purush is the indweller, not necessarily a man. Just a manushya, the human, the indweller. Udtam, the highest, the most superior. Ud, the gang knows here, Ud is upar. Sanskrit mein Ud batti laga de hai, Uddishta. And Tam is the highest, like highest standing Purush, the indweller or the man. Uske साथ connecting योग, again आ गया फिर से पुरुषोत्तम योग. So this is again the portion where he talks a little bit about himself, the system, all of us as well. Very beautiful, very powerful. One of the more complicated adhyayas also. Some people generally gloss over. We've gone through this. People say श्लोक कह के निकल जाते आगे, क्योंकि ज़्यादा दिमाग में जल्दी से फिट नहीं होता. And it feels like, okay, maybe होगा, important होगा, पंडित जी कह रहे हैं तो निकल जाते. But it's also very uncovering, it's releasing as well. Ashwattha moolam suviruda moolam asanga shastrena dridena chitva. This starts with the visual of a banyan tree or peepal tree upside down. He says the sansar is the system around us is like an upside tree. The roots are above and the branches and the leaves are downward. ऐसा कभी झाड़ नहीं दिखता कोई लटका हुआ. And he says it's an illusion, this sansar. ऐसा झाड़ दिखता है. If you go near a pond, अभी गणपति बापा पानी में सिरोनी को जाएंगे तो उधर like the pond near us, there are trees surrounding the pond. Look at the trees in the pond, the reflection of the trees. They look upside down. And so therefore the trees that you see in the lake and in the pond are not the real trees. The real tree someplace else. This is just a reflection. It's an illusion. And they do look upside down, actually, if you look in the water. And so in that sense, as using that as an example, he says, this is just an illusion. What's around you is an illusion. Not real, momentarily. Maya, jaise kehte. Hai bhi, nahi bhi. Sort of the dream. You cannot say that it wasn't there, it doesn't exist. But you cannot say that it is either. Us samay tha, lekin nahi bhi tha. For the waking ones, as is. So that's the 15th chapter starts off with that. Urdhva moolam adashakam ashvatta prahurabhyayam chandansi yasya pranani yastvam ved savedavat. Then he describes when you are asanga shastrena dridena chitva, the only way to get rid of this illusion is to just detach from it. Asanga, not associate with it. Not बार-बार जाके इसमें धमाधम उसको don't throw yourself in this. ये तमाशा जो है around us, don't constantly don't mess with it. In other words, अपनी भाषा में कहे तो ये तो है ही, बस just disregard it, walk past it, हाथ जोड़ के प्रभु करके चलने दो जिसको जो, just don't mess with it. If you mess with it, you're going to get caught up in it. The 14th chapter already has warned us. हवा में पकड़ा जाएगा, ऊपर फेंका जाएगा, नीचे like you just be tossed and turned. Before you realize, you'll forget who you are, and you feel like, oh my God, itna injustice ho raha hai, people are bad, there's something everywhere, there is bad, wrong happening. Nothing is happening. It's an illusion that's around you. It says, and therefore, if you want to keep yourself good and pure, feel free to jump in at any point. By the way,
it made me.
Guys, only Sanjeev Desai can think like this. You're absolutely right. Except he put it on his head. His param vyakulta, if there is vismaran, right? When I become forgetful of him, only then I am param vyakul. Narada is not saying that I am vyakul otherwise, but like I become vyakul and I embrace that vyakul. I rather be vyakul so that I don't ever want to experience that again. Like a fish would never want to be out of the water again. And so I'll tell myself that, oh man, like that was horrible. I don't want to be without him. I don't want to forget him. So Param Vyakulta. So you're right that he chose the path, except he applied it to the Lord, not to Sansar. So yeah, does that make sense? Madhu, were you trying to say something?
No, I was just thinking.
Beautiful.
Yes, to the divine.
Very beautiful. So it's similar to, I'm so glad you brought this up, similar to how Gargacharya said that I can't name him. This kid, it's not a kid. He's the full one, and therefore he only has one name that I'm going to. I mean, he has obviously thousands of names, like in the original one. So yeah, and that in that sense, any feeling, any sentiment, any thought applied to him are purified automatically because it's the source of purity. And hence he says that akhila acharata tadarpita. Like whatever I do, it just automatically becomes purified. One of that Vedic mantra that we sometimes say, apavitro pavitro va sarvavasthangato piva. ये पूजा करते पंडित जी इसके परे करते यस्मरित पुंडरीकाक्षम सबाय अंतरशुचि. I may be pure, I may be impure, inside, outside, maybe I took a shower, maybe I didn't take a shower. The point is not that don't take a shower or this, that. Whatever, however, I don't know if everyone here is pure or not, whatever. Someone eats non-vegetarian, however, whatever it is. I, though, remember you, Pundarikaksha. Pundarik is Kamal, Aksha is Rakhi, Kamal jaisi badi aankhon wala Krishna. Everything instantly purifies. Yasmarit Pundarikaksham Sabaya Antar Shuchi, like purities. Swachh ho gaya. Aisa na? So, ultimately, everything burns in the fire. The good and the bad and the ugly, everything burns in the fire. It's like that. So, and so that's kind of the 15th chapter. Na tad bhasayate suryo, na shashanko na pavaka, yad gatva na nivartante tad dhama paramam mama. So it's like, when you will experience me, you will be as if at that place where there is no need for sun or electricity or moon or anything like that. It's self-luminous. In fact, the sun gets its light from there. Sun says Prakash against sun ko kisne diya? Prakash, like who programmed, who created this system? Hydrogen burn hoga, helium mein convert hoga, in the process energy release karega, and it will be in the form of heat and light. Who devised it? Kyon? Why? And so he said, like, that's that place where all that original design jahan par hota hai, and therefore there is no need for any of those. And then later on he says that Mama eva ansho jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatana. In fact, each of you actually belongs to me in my place with me. Mama eva, mine alone. You're all my children. Every jivatma is mine, even the baddest one. And इसलिए कंस को भी मुक्ति मिली, रावण को भी मुक्ति मिली, सबको मुक्ति मिली. Jiva loke sanatan, from original sanatana. So फिर प्रॉब्लम क्या हुआ अभी? why am I not experiencing it? Mana shashthani indriyani prakritisthani karshadi. Your mind, your sort of the agent in between. You agent लोग गड़बड़ करते हैं ना. Commission 80-90% थोड़ा बीच में अनुभव हो रहा है भगवान का, थोड़ा अपना 90% एजेंट ले गया बीच में. यह मन रूपी जो है, मन षष्ठानि इंद्रियाणि, इंद्रियों को लेकर के शब्द स्पर्श रूप रस गंध इसमें फंसा के, आँखों से देखना है, नाक से सूंघना है, कान से सुनना है ना, इसके साथ लाइक हाईजैक्ड आकर्षित, like essentially you've been hijacked. Your original understanding has been hijacked into it. अपहरण कर लिया है. इसलिए, and so therefore with practice through yoga, bring it back and you will start experiencing it again. And then in the end, like today we ended in the morning session, the 15th chapter, in the end says, like you've heard of two, this is the only place that I've come across in any scripture that I've read, and even in the Gita, this is the only place where it says there's three, not one, not two. अभी तक तो सुना था द्वैत और अद्वैत, है ना? द्वैत है, अद्वैत है, जो जन्म उसी में निकल गया, झगड़ते रहो. Centuries have gone banging heads like bulls and rams की नहीं द्वैत है, नहीं अद्वैत है, नहीं द्वैत है, नहीं अद्वैत है. ये ग्वाला कहाँ का आ गया? कभी स्कूल में पढ़ा नहीं, कुछ नहीं, अंगूठा छाप कह रहा है तेरा तीन है कर गए. कैसा हो गया? द्वाविमौ पुरुषो लोके क्षरश्चाक्षर एव च क्षरः सर्वाणि भूतानि कूटस्थो अक्षर उच्यते. This is like the third or fourth shlok from the end of the 15th chapter. So yeah, you've heard of two, द्वाविमौ पुरुषो लोके. क्षर है, अक्षर है, the perishable and the imperishable. ये जो संसार है और वो ब्रह्म जो है, उत्तम तु पुरुषस्तु अन्य, वो कहते हैं इसके बाद वाले श्लोक में इनसे बड़ा और ऊपर जो है वो कोई और ही है, जो ये पुरुषोत्तम योग है इसको वो किसी को पता नहीं है। कहते हैं उत्तमस्तु, टू इज बट संस्कृत में, पुरुषस्तु अन्य, अन्य डिफरेंट येट, परमात्मेति उदारता, so it's like I am that, he claims that, इसलिए पुरुषोत्तम योग। Now remember, this is for believers, not everyone has to believe this, there is no insistence, यहाँ आग्रह नहीं है भगवान का, ये मानना ही पड़ेगा, यकीन करो, समझना ही पड़ेगा, मानता है तो है, नहीं मानता तो नहीं है, इतनी सिंपल बात है गीता में। If you believe it, it is true, if you don't believe it, it isn't, like take your pick, move on करके ना।
I mean, it is true, but you don't have to believe it, right?
Okay, a modified version. Yeah, sure. I do. I do. So she's my wife, guys. Yeah, okay. तो लगी क्या कहाँ का गीता हो गया? So और मांग के लाई हुई है वो भी. So in the end he says that I am the final one, I am the permanent one, and the one who experiences me as such, who knows me as such, leaves everything and just is devoted to me, worships me, falls in love with me, ultimately falls in love with me. अगर भगवान में प्रेम हो गया, कृष्ण प्रेम, भगवत प्रेम, ईश्वर प्रेम, तो कार्य रहे ना शेष, है ना? So then that's where this journey ends, because then you identified, है ना? प्रेम का सर्वोच्च लक्षण होता है ना, look, we want to be one with the one we love, है ना? Like any form of love, any form, मतलब माँ बच्चे को प्यार करती है, बार बार उठा लेती है, क्यों? थोड़ा सा रो लिया तो उठा लिया. I want to be one, like I don't want to part, नहीं छोड़े नहीं, है ना? पति पत्नी का प्रेम हो, मित्र मित्र का प्रेम, जब मिल जाते एक दूसरे को, friends when they meet, they hug so tightly, physically चाहते हैं, I can't get any closer to you than that, hug करके. I don't know how to get closer to you, I want to be इतना close, I want to become one with you. तो कहते हैं ये प्रेम का लक्षण होता है ना? किसी भी रिश्ते में प्रेम का लक्षण होता है, we want to become one, not remain two, because somewhere the thirst and the hunger is that, gosh, like one, that together is the best for us. And he says when this realization dawns that Krishna, I am that, then that devotee, and hence the conviction is it intuitively that it's the Purushottam. 16th chapter.